chat, Zath.
Let's. Who do you want to start with, sir?
Zath, please talk to me about the SCCC lineup.
I was hoping you'd say that. So we've got Montana, Ohio, Double Des Moines, Nevsky, Triple Gearing, and Clever.
What do you stumble saying that?
Triple gearing. And we
haven't seen this yet.
Yeah, we have seen really good work out of the gearing, out of the SCCC destroyer crew, so I expect great things. Opposing them from the south spawn, BONKS fielding Yamato, Ohio, Nevsky, Des Moines, Stalingrad, also opting for 4 destroyers here on Crash Zone Alpha, Marceau, double gearing, and Yu Yang.
Yep, all of SCCC running the poop camo, except for 2 people that I guess didn't get the memo.
Your poop is like that? I don't know, man.
Oh, do we have to have this conversation? Oh my god.
You might need to check your diet.
6,000 people watching, and leave 6,000 people watching. Leave it to the Navy vet to bring up the poop argument, the poop discussion. That's fabulous.
There's important conversations, and then there's important conversations.
These are the kind of conversations that should stay between you and your doctor, sir. Kindly leave the rest of us out of it. SCCC opting for a heavy southern kind of pincer here. Montana, Nevsky, Gearing, Kleber all headed towards the ACAP. Des Moines and Gearing. Now, really, this is interesting. Look at what Battleship and Everett are up to. They're going to smoke. I think they're going to smoke this Des Moines right up into the bottom end of the B cap, Zath.
Yes, if he can get up with his nose pointed up to Charlie cap, he can step on the cap and pretty much lock it down. And also help at sea.
Looks like that's the play. I mean, this is excellent coordination. There he goes. Everett starting the smoke.
Perfect timing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like they've practiced this.
Almost like they've practiced it. I was about to say
the exact same thing.
Almost like SCCC has been practicing. Who knew it took practice to win King of the Sea?
It's like they know what they're doing.
BONKS now touching 2 destroyers onto the B cap. Bows Marceau and Kant's Yu Yang. I'm not going to say bonk every time. I'm just going to start using the first half.
Yeah, they're going to start scattering pretty soon. Battleship difference now coming up under radar from Camp BONKS. Yu Yang.
So they know now. They know now what the trick that's been played upon them. Battleship difference hanging in there.
It's interesting that he ducked southward. I expected him to duck northward here.
I kind of did too, honestly. But this does give him the opportunity to run south, where maybe there's a little more friendly action later. Running into the B cap might not be conducive to long life later in the game.
Oh, absolutely. But what I'm getting at is his guns are completely out of the battle because of this freaking island right here. If he had ducked up, pointed north, he could at least be firing his front 2 guns. And we know the destroyers are going to be scattering like roaches anyway, but why can't, you know what I mean? Like, he could have taken one of them down to half health or something.
I wonder if he's counting on their 1-2 force to start really pushing, and he intends to rotate around that island?
Well, the fact that he's pointed south makes you think that they've identified A as the linchpin key area to win. But it definitely feels like, I don't know, I think he could have played that a little differently. But we'll see what happens. Archangel taking a hit up north in his Des Moines. Corpse coming in on Fuzzballs. Fuzzballs reversing. He's okay.
Yamamoto being very aggressive in his Kleber as he rounds the back north on the 1 line.
That's just what Yamamoto does.
Yeah.
Yes, we have played him many times in clan battles. And this is what he does. He just takes that Kleber and refuses to die.
Stick it to your face and flaunt it.
Pretty much. He's quite good at that.
SCCC claiming A, C going nowhere for the moment. SCCC moving out to a slow lead, coming up on about 5 minutes gone. Both teams still jockeying for position. As Azuki down here kind of... I mean, what happened to Azuki? I missed it. Did he take a torpedo or something?
Who? Azuki?
Azuki down on the eye line south of A.
He got Yamamoto'd.
Ah, okay. A little bit of Kleber spam.
Mm. And I think Battleship Difference has been shooting him as well.
Ah. It's going to be interesting to see how BONKS decides they want to root out this Des Moines. That Des Moines at B is going to be a problem they're going to have to deal with. I'm just not sure. I mean, they're going to have to care at some point. The question is, what's it going to take to pull it off once they do?
Chat bonk detected now. Marin's got a really nice Montana salvo coming in. Nothing. It's like now they're just kind of fishing. As putting that Des Moines there is all fine and good, but BONKS still manages to grab B cap.
They do finally manage to grab B, which is actually a little interesting. I think some of it is because of how Everett's the one actually doing the cap work. Might sneak a couple of torps into Battleship. He's going to take at least one right on the bow.
Yep. I love the cross torps too. We got a second set now coming from the Marceau bow bonk.
Bow bonk.
Very, very tight game as we go just a few minutes in here. 6.5 gone. What I like about this SCCC position is they haven't left Battleship out here by himself. How many times in the tournament, Zath, have we seen a lone radar cruiser get his face smashed in by a Kleber or a Marceau? Like,
absolutely.
At least once a day.
Well, okay, so part of that struggle too, the challenge is Everett doesn't necessarily know it's safe to get out either, right? Like, he's there to smoke, sure, but afterwards he can't really just jump into B because they don't know if anything's there.
Indeed. BONKS' cap control starting to make a little bit of a dent. They do manage to grab A, of course. They grabbed B, although it keeps it's contested and then it's not contested, and then so they're ticking up points on B every now and then. It's not consistent.
Well, Battleship Difference has his radar up, and he is backing up ever so slowly to get some shots. There they are.
Big hit on Kant.
Hit.
More hits coming in.
What does Battleship know? That torps are coming.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's throttling forward.
He's still taking away about half of the Yang's HP.
Except he's got torpedoes in front now, too. Ooh.
All the torpedoes in the world going into this smoke, but I don't think they're going to land any of them. They aren't.
Nope. Great positioning there.
SCCC maximizing this position, just abusing it for all it's worth. BONKS continuing to narrow the gap, only about 30 points down now.
Yep, it looks like they're rotating out of Charlie.
I think they're going to give up on the C cap completely. I still feel like part of me still feels like that this is the play. Oh, the Yang radar's going up now at B. They're counter radaring Battleship in there. So they got Everett and Battleship radared, but who's going to have shots? The Yamato from the J line? Will he have shots on Battleship?
No, he'll have shots on Everett. But you can see Battleship Difference is taking hits from Azuki and from Chatbonk's gearing and torpedoes. This is not a safe position anymore for him.
Everett pulling away from that battle buddy position there.
Yeah. Everett bailing out as the radar goes down. BONKS within 20 points here. We approach the halfway mark of the game. They are just about to catch up on points. As now, they've put Battleship Nagato's gearing back onto the C cap. That's going to halt SCCC's points completely.
Yamamoto coming up to support that B cap. I think that might throw off Balbonk a bit.
Well, it's definitely gonna hurt this Marceau, because the Marceau is now kind of He's a little trapped in here, right? He's got a Kleber, a Gearing, a
100%.
Des Moines. He's got it's a 3-on-1 engagement, 4-on-1 engagement right now, because even the Des Moines up north is shelling him.
Yep.
So Balbonk basically has to get out of there. They left some deep water torps for Peregrinus, but it's not going to make. I don't think any of those are going to land. Maybe one in the bow, one in the bow. Balbonk continuing to fall.
Oh man,
he's burning. I think he's going to burn out. Even if he dodges shells, they're going to get him. They haven't yet.
What SCCC needed to do.
But there it was. SCCC focuses out one of Bonks' destroyers. That's a big kill. Oh, but they finally punch out Battleship.
Shot.
They just had to work the Yamato into the right spot. They finally did it. Bonk ends this Des Moines play at B very, very decisively. And very suddenly, I might add.
Had to see that again. Wow.
Yeah, that was a hell of a shot.
It does free up SCCC to get back onto B. However, the loss of the Marceau and the Yu Yang rotating south is going to let them pick up the cap advantage. Bonks had worked down to about a 30-point lead. That will now slowly flip back the other way with 9 minutes to play. Dark Angel's looking pretty low up on the north end of the map, too.
Yeah, they've been whittling him down for a while now.
That's a high-value target if you can get him spotted.
Oh, absolutely. And you can see the push starting to form a little bit down on the south end as Bonks is going to start wheeling around the map.
I'm a little surprised that Broadbonk is reversing down here. I would have expected him to maybe be moving up towards the middle of the map some. But the Gearing is actually capping C up north. I'm a little surprised at this. They've pulled Fuzzballs off the cap completely.
Oh, Wunacum just took a torp.
Yeah. Took one in the bow there.
I didn't see. Did he pop his radar? Is that why he left?
His radar is active right now. It's how they have Fuzzballs spotted for Nagato to be shelling him.
Mm-hmm.
Radar has just gone down. Bonks claiming the C cap, surrendering B, but swapping. Holding about a 40-point lead here in this first game of the North American Finals.
Now look at Hattie coming in, looking for a shot on Dark Angel.
Yeah, they smell blood in the water. They know how low that Des Moines is, but he's got to be very careful. He's got 2 destroyers off his port side. He has to know those guys are there.
And here comes some shells from downtown Marin. HE shells. Wow.
Oh, good hit on Unicum by Peregrinus as he retreats north out of the C cap.
SCCC pulling away from A, and that's leaving Broad's Yamato in a very strong position, I think.
Well, Broad's finally got his kind of bow pointed north, but it looks like he's going to turn around.
Look at Hattie's turn.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, man.
Just absolutely
he's gonna go
hammered.
Down.
Once again,
he's dead.
Once again, the SCCC destroyers doing what they've been doing.
Man.
I worried about that push. We talked about it, right? They knew that they had all those destroyers off his flank, and yeah, make him pay for it. SCCC up a kill now. Both teams ticking up a cap. 50-point gap. 6.5 minutes to play.
Painful.
Very good timing.
I liked them making a play for the Des Moines, but I think maybe it was a little overzealous because look how many ships SCCC has in the middle of the board, right? Like their whole team is basically clustered in the DE line right there in the center.
Oh, just remember, these guys don't necessarily know that that's happened, right? Bonks doesn't know that SCCC is completely pulled out.
No, they don't. And the other thing is, we can't see what they see. We can't see Bonks' last position markers, for example, that would show the last known position of the SCCC ships. We can look. I can push a button and look at what Bonks sees at this moment, but that's the best I can do.
See, I'm under the impression that Bonks they are aware at this point because if you look, they got the Des Moines on the 2 line pushing forward, the Gearing pushing toward B. They're assuming that they've pulled out, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, SCCC is going to be able to get back onto C very easily. The gap's going to close to about 40 points here And then SCCC is going to steal a cap and start ticking that back up because a Gearing and a Nevsky alone is not going to be enough to hold back the flood tide at sea.
No.
BONKS going to try and duck into B, probably unaware that there's a Nevsky in radar range on the far side of the cap.
Ooh.
Let's see if the Nevsky, let's see if Devo gets his radar up.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
He does. There comes the radar. It's going to push him off the cap.
Devo better angle. He's got those torps coming in. He's
Lots
clear it, I think.
Lots of shells falling on and around Kant now. Nothing catastrophic yet, but how long can they spot him?
Well, it's a Nevsky, so it's not too long, but they're
Here we
continuing
go.
to fire, figuring...
Detection has just ended.
Big hits.
Oh, they do get some big hits in him. I'm not sure he can run the risk of getting back in there again.
The enemy is about to win.
No.
Chat,
but he's gonna have to.
BONKS Gearing is now the play on the bottom end of B to stem the bleeding. 4 minutes to play. SCCC on about a 60-point lead and growing here. They have a cap advantage for the moment. I like the aggression that we're seeing out of SCCC at the C cap. I will say I feel like they've been a little slow to bring up the Stalin and the Yamato from the south.
Look at this. Nagato is being chased down now by Yamato and Fuzzballs. He's out.
Well, I feel like they've missed an opportunity with that Stalingrad. The Stalingrad really has not moved. Turret bonk sitting on the southern end. The whole match.
Turret's been there a while, and I'm not sure why you would have brought. Like they brought Broad back. I honestly feel like they might have done better shoving him up the 4 line, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Azuki's Des Moines way over on the 2 line, also coming under a bit of threat now. SCCC's gotten
some hits.
SCCC's gotten a lot of good work out of these Nevskys, guys.
First time we can say that.
You know, I really have to agree. We have not like this. The last 2 games we've seen, the GGWP game as well, down in the losers bracket, the Nevsky work that we saw there, the Nevsky work we see in this game. I'm starting to understand why more and more teams are banning the ship. We saw some Nevskys early in the tournament, but nothing to this level of effectiveness. And now you're starting to see some of the tactics and tricks that some of the more advanced teams have been building with these ships, and man, they're brutal.
Yep.
The thing that I'm loving is seeing is the teamwork, like I said, the battle buddy idea where they're running a radar cruiser with a Gearing. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
Yep.
They bagged the Nevsky up on the 10 line, way up north. That's going to seal this game. 60 seconds on the timer.
Is just straight up running at this point.
He can't get spotted. If he gets spotted, they'll probably just take some shots and wipe him out.
Yep. But BONK, I was just going to say, takes care of it himself.
Yep.
Goes back in, gets detected, gone.
Very hard-fought game by both teams, but kind of unravels for BONKS in the last 5 minutes. SCCC claims game 1.